Early this year, on the 2nd of January, a child was brought to my office. A little boy. And that's why Coach Wendy started by saying, gone are those days we think it's only our daughters that are molested. Our sons are victims under our roofs. And this boy, the mother said, we have been asking him how he got the bad habit. He wouldn't talk to us, blah, 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 blah. I said, Madam, excuse us. Let me talk to him in my office. Stay in the reception. And I got talking. My coach, Augusta, said I shouldn't make her cry. I will try not to. Because I'm crying myself. Our generation needs help. Our children need help. We may not have the ones to call our own. In schools, in homes, if we all don't become the pastor in their life, instead of running to churches like they said, pastor these children, mentor them, tell them that they are important to you. And I asked him, son, how are you? He said, it's fine, thank you. I said, I'm interested in you. I don't know why your dad and mom were talking like that. But do you know I can be your mom? He said, yes. I said, who taught you that bad habit? And he opened his mouth. That sometimes, 2 years before then, he was 10. He's 12 this January. The mom told him, like our Coach Wendy said, you need a side hustle. Meaning, you need to give them a skill. Go and learn how to barb hair from an uncle. Right in front of the house. Same building. Those shops, lock-up shops, in front of buildings. Any day you come from school, go there. Don't come to my house. So when he comes from school, he drops his bags and runs to Uncle Wickedness. The first day this boy went to that shop, Uncle brought out his phone and showed him a pornographic movie of adult male and adult male making out. And he asked the little boy, do you like what you just saw? You remember what Coach David said? We must unmute their voice. They must speak. They must stop being afraid of us. We have shut our generation up too much. Because of the fear that they have put in us while growing up, we feel that's the only way to raise a child. They are not bold to talk to you. They can't confide in us. And he said it because he wanted the acceptance of his teacher, the new coach, the new mentor in his life. He faced him and said, yes, I like it. What does a child of 10 years know? Do you want us to practice it? He said yes. And the uncle brought out cream from his inner room. You know those shops? Adjoining room with a door. That's where he lives. And where he does dreadlocks and everything is in front. He applied cream to his penis. And inserted into this young boy's anus. The pain, true life story. The pain was so excruciating. He removed the dirty penis and inserted into little boy's mouth. I tell my children in all the schools we've been to, by the way, we've been to over 95 schools in and around Warri. Not because I don't have work to do in my office, but I know there's an emergency. If we do not stop these vices, they will stop our children. And he inserted his penis into this boy's mouth. And every day, that became the order of the day for 2 years. Every day he looks forward to it. He drops his bags, go to the uncle, get defiled, go back home. That's the training and skill he was getting. Mind you, he lives with a father and mother. They are not separated. They live together. But they are present and absent at the same time. The boy went last year, December 30th, to visit the grandmother, the people that trained us, majority of us here. On getting to the village, under 48 hours, he started chasing every young boy in the neighborhood, his cousins, everyone in the community, with penis to either put in their mouth or their anus. Guess what? A gay has been betted. Under the guidance of a parent. And it became so bad that the grandmother shouted, Baba, Mama, come. Oh. I don't know what's happening. Come and see your son before he pollutes my other grandchildren. Then they've been asking him questions, he refused to talk. I said, who is this uncle? He called the name. We went, we arrested and brought him to station. Guess what he told me? It's the work of the devil. And me, a mother of 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. You defile one, you won't die. It took self-respect, restrained will to stop myself from hitting him because he looked sick already. So the boy was taken, as demanded by law, to the hospital to check him. That's the bad side of the story. Not only is the muzzle, the anal muzzle, weakened, you know what that does to them? Please, teachers, parents, tell your children that those idiots they see on social media with short trousers, with useless styles, wearing earrings, majority of them are wearing diapers. Weakness of the muzzle of the anus means when the information is coming to your brain that you need to use the washroom, the poo is coming out on its own. True life story. As I speak to you, the beast is in Okere prison in Warri. But what becomes of the little child? Was it made comfortable to see something and say something so that we can do something?
This is sad, you know. This is very, very sad. It's heartbreaking on so many levels to see the horror that a child has to go through even under the roof of his or her parents. Trust me, this is not a good sight to behold. But there's someone right here with us in the studio who is doing her utmost in fighting such vices in the society. And then we get to see a video of the giant strides she's making. Let's take a look at this clip.
Let us start going to school because there are many Ochenias in our neighborhood, in our compound, and in our schools going through the same thing, but they can't.
We don't want to wait until somebody dies before we say justice for the person that is there. Excuse me. We have cases of fathers who are sleeping with their daughters. Do you know? By what? Do you know? We have the cases. There are so many of them in Ogbashu sleeping with their biological. And here is for you to speak up because at home there may not be justice. Why do I say so? Husband is involved, father is involved, family is involved. When that thing is happening, because pedophiles are people that are close. They are not strangers. They are familiar people. So at home, they will shock you. Do you want your father to go to jail? Do you want your uncle to go to jail? Do you want your cousin to go to jail? Do you want your nephew to go to jail? They will cover it up and the person will be suffering.
All right, welcome back. We are joined by someone who has been making giant strides in fighting these anomalies and many more we pass through in the society, talking about our children. She is a human rights activist. She's also the chairperson of Family Values Renaissance and Empowerment Initiative. I'm talking about no other than Ambassador Tina Uche. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning there.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. And today we'll be looking at the topic, protecting our children from inappropriate exposure. That is the topic for today. So, ma'am, when we talk about protecting our children, you know, when you tell some parents your child needs to be protected, they tend to, you know, raise an eyebrow like, what do you mean protection? Because my child will stay in a relatively peaceful area, you know, they have a particular schedule that I am attuned to with as their parents, you know, they do their chores, they do everything expected of them. What do you mean protection? So when we talk about protecting the child or our children from inappropriate exposure, what are we looking at?
Let's go back to the foundation. The Holy Scripture made us understand that train your children the way they should go, right, and by the time they grow up, they will not depart.
Yes.
I will come to the part B because some are trained and they, they refused. They decided to at the particular point in time. Let me take it back to when we were growing up. Are you a millennial or Gen Z?
I'm a millennial.
Yeah, millennial. During our own time,
Yes.
the parents most time talk to us with eye.
Yes, sign language.
Sign language, that
Lots
is
of them.
when they do like you maintain. A girl is supposed to sit this way,
Properly.
do this way, do that way. A child is not supposed to collect things from a stranger. It's not supposed to eat from, from outside. You dare not eat outside. You dare not collect gifts. And that even formed my own. My father told me something. He said, when you collect something from a man, that man has the right to collect something from you. And that's talk. So training a child the way they ought to go is laying the foundation. And believe you me, you can't give what you do not have. Is that which your parents pass on to you that you want, that are good, that you want to pass on to your children. So as far as the children are under your roof, they ought to be under your protection. There's a particular time a child is not supposed to be outside. Very unfortunate these days. You see children, little children, staying outside 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and in the same roof, under the same roof with their parents.
Yes.
So protecting your children these are children. They are under your custody until we have a legal age. Is it 18?
18 years.
Even during our own time, even when you are that 18, as far as you still wake and sleep under the roof of your parents, you are under their control. I am not a good much example because I'm from a military background. Even when you are married and you misbehave, my father will deal with you. That happened, that I saw. So as far as children are concerned, as far as they are still under the guidance of their parents,
Right.
they're supposed to protect them.
Yeah. Okay, so the world has become a global village right now, that we see young children are given gadgets. And when you try to ask parents, why are you giving a child below a particular age, phone, you'll be like, okay, I'm not always at home. I would love to give instructions on what they will eat, to check on them, most especially those that have house helps at home, to see how they are faring. But oftentimes we find out that this is not the case, because most of these phones given to these children are browsing phones. They have laptops with no parental guidance, same as their iPads. So how do parents navigate these things? Because there's a saying that in as much as parents talk, children imitate what they see. So the power lies in their eyes, what they see. It's like the gateway to the mind. So how can parents navigate all of these, notwithstanding their busy schedule, and still have, adults at the end of the day that they can beat their chest and say, I may not be a perfect father, I may not be a perfect mother, but when I look at you, I know that I've done well for myself with how well I trained you.
Let's take it back to where you say that giving them gadgets.
Yes.
And you understand what gadget means. Giving them a phone that you can always communicate, they can
With,
call you, is
yes.
different from gadget you are talking about. So let us
Okay.
differentiate it.
Okay.
Some years ago, when I was still in Lagos doing a radio TV program, we talked about that, giving the gadget. Years back, a child of 5 years, the mother gave, it was the time of BlackBerry.
Okay.
The mother bought BlackBerry for a child of 5 years. And when we said it on a program, you know what they told us? The response we got, they said, poverty, they disturb us. So what I'm trying to say is that monitoring their home, that's why I tell people, even these people that have their CCTV, what's the essence of having a CCTV and you don't preview it on hourly basis? Because a lot of things, there's a home that the houseboy of a familiar person defied a child and they didn't get to know until after 2 weeks. When the case came to us, I said, okay, there's a CCTV, we found out that for the past 2 weeks that the incident had occurred, they didn't, preview to see what went, what goes on, in the house. So giving a child gadget and you load it with data. We had a case of a 4-year-old that went to a site, adult site, and the parents didn't know. You know, so giving a gadget is different. Loading it with data is different to having a phone that you can communicate with their children, so that to know what is going on with them. They are two different things.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me drag you back a little on that video we saw, the first video we saw, you know, about that young boy who was molested simply because the parents had a very, very noble motive of saying you don't lazy about after school. You go and, you know, increase your skill set so that you can be independent and help yourself. What do you think the parents would have done differently to, if not avert this, but arrest this anomaly before it had gotten, you know, to that bad level?
That the boy now is even recruiting others.
Exactly. So what do you think the parents would have done, let's say, differently to avert such?
Very simple. Very simple. Like my baba, he has up to 5 of such children now. Come here, there. Very noble intention, very good one. But you have to monitor the children of these days. You have to follow up. You have to ask, how did it go today? What happened? You have to communicate, because I found out that in this calling that we found ourselves, communication is key. Even in marriages between husband and wife and the children, communication, because what we are trying to tell parents, make friends with your children so that they will be relaxed and they will be comfortable enough to discuss with you. You sent the child to go and learn something so that it doesn't lazy about and follow even bad group. But where you sent him, did you find out, how did he go today? What is the so is that relationship, because there's a gap. There's a missing gap. That is closeness. You have to monitor. Had they been, that's asking me what they would have done differently.
Yes.
How did he go today? How was it? Was the uncle, I hope he treated you well, the child would have been comfortable enough to say, this is what happened today. Because that thing wasn't in that child before.
Yes.
He has not witnessed such a thing before. Are you getting what I'm saying? And let me tell you, the training of the children start, the foundation is home. Let me give you a quick example. My last child, because I told myself that none of my children will be in boarding house. I have to put my career on hold to train my children. Thank God the last one now is 20 years, going to final year.
Wow.
So a situation occurred that he has to go to boarding. I wasn't comfortable, but my husband overruled with reasons. But there are certain things I told him that to watch out, because these are the things, you know, the ministry I'm into. These are the things that happen in school.
Right.
So a point in time, after the first term, he said that he doesn't want to be in the boarding again. I said there must be a cause. Do you know what happened? They do certain things that we are talking about in the school, which is contrary to what he had been told before going to the boarding. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because something was told, explained to him, and immediately he saw it, he recognized it and said, I can't be part of this. So what are you telling them? That child, the parents would, he came back that first day, and they say, how did it go? Explain to us. What did you learn today? How did your uncle treat you? And things. That child would have been free and comfortable enough to say, this is what uncle told me. This is what uncle showed to me. That's what they would have done differently. And from the onset, they would have nipped it
in the bud.
Yes. So because that boy got initiated. And that's why when he went for holidays at the granny's place,
yes,
he started looking for other children, because already he had been initiated. So when you are initiated, you have to go out to initiate others.
Wow. So there's a saying that goes, it takes a village.
Yeah.
You know, we see it in the lives of children, and many of our elders will say it's not just the parents' responsibility to take care of the children. So looking at the teachers, the government, neighbors, and even the parents, who has the biggest responsibility to see that our children are protected from inappropriate exposure? Because the problem with this inappropriate exposure is that they are most times not done by foreigners or strangers. They are done by family members, people we know, relatives, neighbors. So who has the ultimate responsibility in protecting these children from such inappropriate exposure?
You say something that it takes a village to train a child. That was in those days.
Oh, not these days.
When we were growing up.
Okay.
You can't correct a child now. Before, immediately a child is misbehaving, an uncle, that is a village person. I'm from the village. Because what are you doing there? It's just like seeing you with a boy, seeing a girl with a boy. Somebody will say, what are you doing there? Do you want to get pregnant? Come on, will you go? If not, I will report you to your father. And that then when that person comes to report, the parents of that child will thank the person. You dare not say it this day. I've been insulted on many occasions by correcting a child. The parents say, mind your business. At times, neighbor, because we carry a campaign, see something, say something.
Yes.
No talk, say no concern you, because one day feel concerned. And people have been reporting certain things. There's a woman that told me that I've learned to mind my business. So a child was misbehaving, and I corrected the child. The parents were not. That is what is happening these days. And like I said, if the foundation is faulty, the righteous cannot do much. The basic foundation is from the home, is laid the home. And is that the laying of that foundation given to that child that the child will display outside. These days is a different thing entirely. And like I said initially, you can't give what you do not have. Majority of the parents of this generation, they don't have much to say. Now, let me give you an example of a case I'm handling currently. A 12-year-old got pregnant. He's living with the father and the mother. Both parents. He got pregnant, they didn't know.
Under the roof?
Under the same roof. It took a neighbor.
Oh, wow.
And the courage, because at times they will tell you, mind your business, to say, have you watched your daughter? So, and by the time this was happening, the girl was already 5 months gone. A 12-year-old, living with the mother and the father. So I ask you, the mothers of these days, some of them, the generation we found ourselves, they are mothers. A child got pregnant. During my own time, I cannot forget I cannot say anything without saying my own time, my own. Every month, your mother will come to you and ask you, have you seen your flower? My mother did it. He did it to her, my kid sister. Every month, your mother. Then it is now that I'm appreciating that woman, because by the way she will come, you will discover that if anything should go wrong, it's like her word will come, because everybody will blame her. How many mothers now ask their daughters, have you seen your monthly prayer? There's a woman, he says she's the one that gives her daughter her sanitary stuff every month. How many are doing it? How many are asking that question? That is where the problem lies. The generation, the mothers we have these days. Because go to the scriptures, it's there. When the child is doing well, it's the father's son. When the child is not doing well, it's the mother. Your daughter, your son, no. But when he's doing well, the father will be. It's there in the scriptures. Okay. So most of the blames go to the mother. The mothers of these days, are they doing enough?
So, so many talk has been given on enforcing discipline on the children, going to the extreme, let's say collecting their gadgets, having screen time, parental, what they call it on our TVs, that they don't have access to some channels.
Parental guidance.
They have access to some channels. But above enforcing these disciplinary measures, what conversations now should parents have with their children to make them see for themselves, to make these children see for themselves that actually my parents are leading me on the right path? Because some children, you know, when parents enforce this, what you hear them say is, my parent doesn't love me, my father hates me, my mother doesn't hate me. They can't see for themselves. It takes, you know, lots of years and lots of, you know, consistent discipline, and then when they mature and they grow up, they begin to say, thank you, Daddy, for instilling those disciplines. So from the grassroots level now, what conversations should parents have with their children to make them see that in as much as I am extreme with you, I love you and I want the best for you?
It's because of the kind of exposure we have these days. And they've come up with what they call gentle parenting that is causing damage all over the place. We are not Americans and we cannot be. You don't touch a child. No, that is child abuse. No, we do. You know, I'm an advocate against child abuse, Abi. But this, they are gentle parenting these days. A child will commit something that is not good, and they will say, don't talk to the child like this. No, you shouldn't shout at the child. Even my own, it affected me. There's a time I was told that I shouldn't be flogging my child that is 18 years.
Okay.
Yes, I was flogged up to year 4 in the university.
But 18 years is the year of adulthood.
And that's what I'm, as far as we are under, during our own time, as far as we are under your father's roof. In those days, when you come, it will be better for my mother to discipline you than to say, I will report you to your father. That is the place of the father. How many fathers are there these days? How many of them are present in the life of their children? Like I made a post, I say, what we see these days, everybody is chasing money and career, and the children are left in the hands of housemates and the ones that have housemates. We have to go back to our beginning, how it used to be, where you say that it takes a community to, we have to go back, because that's what we are telling them. I've not even touched the schools. I was going to the schools because the home front is compromised. When it comes to some of these rape and abuse, sexual abuse in the home, you find out that the women, they are protective of their marriage and their husband. Do you know that fathers are sleeping with their daughters these days? Yes. And the woman wouldn't want to lose the marriage. They want to cover the husband. So a lot of things, and that is why we went to school to tell them that if you are not comfortable at home, which is unfortunate, because the home is supposed to be the safest place for the child, but you find out that the distance is so much. There's no connection. Just like the first video we played. There's no connection. The distance is long, that will make a child not to confide, because the parents should be the first.
So how do you navigate such instances where such anomalies are taking place in the family, and you know the child, maybe even if the child tells the mom tries to shush her to say, do you want your child, your father to go to jail, or do you want your school fees to stop? Things, those little threats, you know, that can have a striking impact on the child. So how have you been able to navigate such instances in your ministry?
From time to time we go for what do they call it now, town hall meetings.
Their lives, as far as
yes, no, not the children.
Okay,
now.
The
parents, because like I said, I keep on mentioning foundation, back to the home. We try to, get the parents, but most times you can't see the men around. It's always the women, and majority of them do not have the final say. Majority of them, because sometimes you see parents, fighting over their children. When one wants to correct the child, the other says, no, don't touch no, you don't talk to my child like that, because we get such things. So what we are trying to do in this calling we found ourselves is from time to time to have a town hall, gathering with the parents. Do you know that some parents are afraid of their children?
How so?
Yes. Some of them, especially the ones that they were not able to handle from the beginning. So they've gone so wide. and some of them that are breadwinners. Do you know that some 15 years, 16 years are breadwinners?
Children.
Yes, they are the breadwinners, and they are the ones providing. There's a girl that the mother called that, what I see you doing on social media is not good, or it's tarnishing the image. The girl said that that thing I'm doing on social media is what I'm using to feed you. Pay your bills. You want me to stop? The woman went back to tell the person that told her, mind your business. Allow my daughter, because that is what is bringing money. So 15 years, 14 years, there's one we saw, from time to time, we go to this area and raid. You find out that some of them are 13 years, some of them are 12 years, that are standing at night. And when we profile them, you find out that majority of them send money to their parents. They are the ones taking care of their parents. They are the ones taking care of their little ones. And that is why we keep on telling people, give birth to the number of children you will take. So it's a whole lot. What we are talking here is not what we finish in 30 minutes.
I get your point.
Yeah.
But
It's
now
a whole lot.
you made a statement that there are underaged children,
Yes,
that are breadwinners.
yes,
And they make ends meet by engaging in things that
they are not supposed
they are
to.
not supposed to engage in.
Yes.
So what are the modalities? Are there regulatory authorities that are saddled with the responsibility of stopping these children, tracing them back to their parents and doing a thorough investigation and seeing how these things can be brought to a stop? Because these are children, they are growing up into adulthood. Before they even get to their mid-30s, they may end up becoming damaged individuals. So how have you been able to navigate all of these?
You say doing a thorough investigation. It's as a result of investigation that led us to know that they are breadwinners. Yes, they have junior ones to take care of. Their parents, their business is just to be breeding children. There's a girl of 7 years. The madam of 7 years. She's a house help, and she ran away because the madam was maltreating. When we profiled the child, we found out that the parents have 9 children. You know what they do? Immediately they are of age, 8 years, and they give out for house help. So what do? Is the government have to come in now? Do they have to tell people the number of children? There's one they forwarded to me that they need help. A man that is jobless, having 9 children. And people say that they want to raise money. I say, raise money to do what? He has no job. The woman has no job. They are just breeding children. Tomorrow they will start causing confusion here and there. They will be in the street disturbing people, picking pockets. So that's just it. If the government can regulate that you should give birth to the number of children you can take care of, maybe we start from there. Because when you profile these children, they are children, so to say, you find out that the problem is from the home. How can you give birth? During our own time, it's my father that trained me until I got job. They were giving me allowance because I am still their responsibility. But these days, you find out that the children are the ones now that are taking care of their parents, giving birth to the number of children you won't be able to take care of, just believing that the first set, they'll be able to go out to do what? To get involved in things that are not supposed to. At the end of the day, they are the ones that will bear the brunt.
Okay, so there's a saying now that it is who you communicate with that has greater influence over you. And looking at what you've been saying since, it's been pointing to one thing: inappropriate exposure, communication with wrong people, most especially when it comes to underage girls, underage boys that engage in such things or sell themselves in exchange for money so as to send to their parents. So now from the foundation, how can parents successfully nip this and build a wall around their children to see that these children, even if they come in contact with these people with wrong influence, they are not open to them to the point of them having bad influence on the children?
The parents most times put unnecessary pressure on their children. I'm a counselor. most times some of these girls, they will come and say their mother is telling them, go and do what others are doing to help this family.
Mothers say that?
Let us talk about trafficking.
Okay.
These ones that go out.
Yes.
There's a time we carry campaign to a very big market in this area. Do you know that one of the parents, one of the women, do you know what he say? All these one women, they talk, no, own. Is still trying to raise money for the daughter to travel to that place they are going. So it's the pressure. Do you know that in a particular local government, there's an association of women that their daughters are in that place they are doing that thing we are talking about? They have association, the type of car they ride, the ones their children have built home. In a local government in a particular state. Are you aware? So in trying to, in trying to communicate with these people, in trying to find out, you find out that some people have made up their mind that their daughters have to go to where others are going so that they will be able to build house for them, so that they will be able to, buy cars for them. So it's still parents. They put unnecessary pressure on their children to help, because that's the word they normally use, to help the family.
So, this is quite heartbreaking, and time is not our friend. You even said it earlier that if we were to stay here for 30 minutes, we will not exhaust this topic. But before we leave, you've been saying that it's from the foundation, it's from the parents. Yes. Please, can you, with the little time we have now, speak to parents, because it's obviously coming from the parents, because if the parents are intentional about their children, I don't think a lot of cases will go south the way it's going now. So what advice do you have for parents out there who are watching, who are listening to this at this point concerning their children and the exposure?
I say something in my opening that train the children the way they ought to go, and by the time they grow up, they will not depart. Some children are departing. So I have to respect the parents that come to us to say that I've done everything and the child decide to derail. I have to respect those ones so that I don't hurt their feelings. There are some parents that are doing good, but the heart children of these days, no matter what you do, is that which is in their mind they want to do. So I have to respect those parents that are doing everything. But now, for those ones that are not doing enough, they should try as much as possible, to lay a good foundation. Just like a child brought up in a family that you see the mother and the father goes every day. Mm-hmm. What do you expect? The boy will grow up and, will grow up into a wife beater, because that's what he grew up seeing. And the girl we hate, every man is a woman beater.
Yes.
Some of them will take it against another person. So back, the families that are not doing enough, the parents that are not doing enough, the ones that have engaged in this gentle parenting. No, don't talk to my child like that. Don't do this, don't do that. They should have a rethink, because whatever that happens in the family that is not of good, it affects the society. Check the ones, when we go to raid, all these ones causing problems on the road, picking pockets and things like that. When you profile them, majority of them are from broken homes. Majority of them don't have the care and the love they're supposed to have gotten from their homes. So the parents that are not doing enough, we should try as much as possible. And please don't bring children that you will not have time for, and you will not have the capacity to train them. Don't tell me, now God give us, because some of them like that, he say, now God they give pikin. Even go and tell them to do family planning, they say it's against their religion, it's against their custom. So these are the ones. Because when you have 2 or 3, the ones you'll be able to manage, the ones you'll be able to cater for, then we'll be having less problem. We'll be having less problem.
How about for the children now,
Yeah.
to the children, most especially those, because you also made a statement that children of these days,
Yes.
it's in their mind, that they will end up doing, notwithstanding the advice and all of that. So what advice do you have for these children, most especially those that are derailing from the right path?
Peer group, as far as children are concerned, peer group plays a very vital role.
Right.
The only thing I have to tell them, because some of them come for counseling, try as much as possible to disassociate yourself from bad influence. That's just it. Stop following the ones that their parents are providing everything and your parents are not providing anything for you. Try to disassociate yourself from bad company, because it is said bad company corrupts good morale.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Would have loved to keep you longer on our couch, but time is not our friend. Well, we've been speaking with Ambassador Tina Uche. She's the chairperson, Family Values Renaissance and Empowerment Initiative and human rights activist. And we've been discussing on the topic protecting our children from inappropriate exposure. And in her words, evil communication corrupts good manners. So as a parent, one key question you need to ask yourself is, who are my children associating with? What are they surrounded by? Who are they surrounded by? Who do they give attention to? And as a child, you know, in as much as you've not got into that age of adulthood, I believe that you should have a level of accountability and be honest with yourself in asking yourself the questions. Are the friends I'm following, are they leading me in the right path? Am I exposed to things that I wouldn't be proud of if my parents see me engaging in them? I think these are some of the questions that we need to ask ourselves as parents and as children if we want to continue on the right path, or if, let's say, 10 years from now, we want people around to be proud of us. Well, I think this is where we'll be drawing the curtains on today's edition of Delta TV's flagship program, Morning Ride. And thank God it's Friday, so do your utmost in taking care of you and looking after you. Morning Ride returns Monday morning 7 a.m. right here on this dial, bright and early. My name is Perpetua Iboba. Good morning and have a beautiful Friday ahead.